Good morning, guys. Welcome to FYI for your information. We're happy to be here with you, and we're happy that you guys are here with us as well. Good to see each and every one of you, wherever you fantastic folks are joining us from around the world. Welcome. I see Beatrice Selby. I see Finel Innes, okay, Alexis Chamley. I see you guys there. Good to have you guys on. Winston Granada. Good to have you as well, and wherever you good folks are joining us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We trust that the night is and you're ready to go, folks. You are feeling well, right? Somewhere around like 60-70%. But folks, we are front and we keep fighting forward. Good to see each and every one of you guys. It's a real privilege to be here with you folks another day. Good to have you. I see somebody has already started sharing the broadcast, and we like that. You don't always have to come and say do X, Y, and Z. People just got that kind of disposition now. They have that kind of posture. We are happy. We are ensuring that we are shared to all the right places as well, folks, and we encourage you guys, you beautiful folks, to do the same as well. Welcome to FYI. If you're now joining us, folks, welcome to FYI. You're in the right place. Alexis Charmley, Ralph Fredericks, good to see you, Ralph, and Deborah Leach. Good to have you as well, guys. We're really happy that all of you good folks are here with us, but have it no other way. No other way. Do let us know. Do let us know, guys, if you're hearing the broadcast loud and clear. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Deborah Leach, good to have you. Deborah Sharona, good to have you. Ralph Fredericks, added comments. Beatrice Selby, I see Lambert is here. Good to have you, Lambert. Carol Rollins, great to have you as well. Got a couple of things to get through. Rohan Basantram, good to see you as well. David Wood, we see David. Guys, wherever you're joining us from, welcome. We're happy you folks are here with us. Tremendously happy. Audrey Hickins Griffith, we see you there, Audrey, and all the other guys who are joining us. Welcome, good folks. Welcome. We got a couple of things on the morning paper, as per normal, that we want to share with you guys. Not plenty, a couple. We're so happy that you guys are here with us. Guys, I had a little bump on my hand. You know, good to have each and every one of you. You see, guys, we're fired up at our end and ready to go. Maybe too fired up. I got a little bump on my hand, and what has turned out to be an abscess, and it's been I don't know, kind of debilitating for me. At least that's why I told you guys I'm a little between 60 and 70%. Right, because you're so much slower, the hand is in such pain, it takes longer to get ready. It's really a setback. It's really a setback. But I got some medication from the folks that know, and we're coming to come. I said that to say, I hope all is well at your end. I hope all is well at your end. I see Dolly Anderson asking, where are all my tubers? Rock and come in. We're so happy for you. We're so happy. Brian Soka, good to have you here. Brian says, I'm visiting this beautiful country that I love, but the robbers don't love visitors. I was robbed by two youths and lost part of my finger. My God. Kind nice. Bad, for real. Brian, we're sorry about that. We're hoping that you're getting that looked at. Brian said he lost a piece of his finger. We hope you're getting that looked at. I see Claudette Bobby Lewis saying, Sharon, take care of yourself. I'm trying. It's this left hand, and it's, folks, immense pain. Immense pain like you don't want to get out of bed. But I'm here. You're here. And that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Good to see you, Beatrice Selby. Good to have you. The guys give me something. They say going to draw out. Whatever's inside is going to draw that out. And we've been working on it a couple of days now, and We're coming to come. We're coming to come. But good to have you, Beatrice, David Wood, Claire Alexis Chamley. Good to have each and every one of you with us. As I said, folks, we are getting set to head into the morning papers, and we trust you come with. And we heading off now, folks, into the morning papers. Good to have each and every one of you here. Granite Anderson, Erwin Dalco, Courtney, McGordon, Grimman, good to have you. Folks, Answer McCall says that they're adopting the Parkside Steel Orchestra. They've donated to them $1 million. We're happy. We're happy to see people fulfilling their corporate responsibility. You don't have to do it. There's no law says that a company must give to social issues and so on. Perhaps it's in their best interest. But we're happy to see. And I say respect and manners to Anson McCall for making this a bold step. Bold step. Lots of these groups produce good music and just need a helping hand. You know, just need a helping hand. But good to have each and every one of you. I see Siri doing her own thing this morning. All right, Siri doing her own thing this morning. But good to have you folks. Anson McCall adopts the Parkside Steel Orchestra. Fantastic band. Fantastic band, as I said, producing some good music. Wow. Wow. Thanks, Anson McCall, for stepping forward. All right. Thanks for stepping forward here. Makes the world a difference. Makes the world a difference. And we're so thankful for helping out that band there. Another one of the headlines we're following at our end. Folks, look at this one. Opposition said, don't come wrong, that's funny. We've been talking a little bit more about local government as we go down the line into this new year. This year that the local government elections, folks, is all but stalled. We're watching that. And, you know, the opposition commissioners and the GCOM, the Guyana Elections Commission, said they're not going to give their support to how the GCOM proper wants to do the demarcation of boundaries. You all know that Nigel Damlal, you know, ran ahead and did his own stuff. Now, they just want to adapt that report that he did. He wasn't supposed to do it. It's GCOM's task to do it. And GCOM wants to take the easy way out and just kind of adapt what he had done as the boundaries demarcation. And the GCOM commissioners that were nominated by the opposition are saying they're still not following the right procedures to go about doing the demarcation. Yep, believe it or not. Fatia Phillips, haven't seen a little bit, Fatia. What are you guys having for breakfast this morning? I got some cold chocolate here. Some cold chocolate. Some cold chocolate. Making the best of it, folks. We trust that you guys are well wherever you all are joining us from. Beatrice, good to see you. Siobhan, Dolly, Fatia. Tim the Ford is here as well. We're happy, folks. We are very happy. So the opposition commissioner saying, hold up. It is not enough now just to do things. You must do things right. You must do things right. You all hear it? We must do things right. We must do things right. Have them now to go with it. Not a headline. It says that the farmers who are displaced by Silica City, they can get farmlands elsewhere. But they can't get the farmlands right there. Is it that we moving poor people out of the way so we can bring rich people? I ain't got nothing against rich people. God knows I need a couple in my life. Right? But over and over we see this. They see people squatting. Move them out of the way, especially lands that are going to become prime real estate. And Silica City is one of those lands. For years, the land there, right, nobody interested in it. Right? And the people, squatting or not, made that area their home. Now they want to come and bully them. They want to come and bully these people. Gwyneth, do you think they're easy? Donna Joseph, they want to come and bully the folks. We can give you a land elsewhere. Move up the scene. This is like so much like Mucka. Here in View Mucka. Oh, move up the scene. We can give you a land elsewhere. I want land right here. I almost was going to swear there. And remember it's a morning show. We want land right here. We want another place. So we can give you a land someplace else. Give the people who come to covet we land someplace else. Give them someplace else. Liquor setup people. All the prime real estate they want for themselves. Friends, family, and favorites. The salt on the back. Friends, family, favorites. Or we can give them land someplace else. We want the land right here. Regularize them right there. Shucks. The pattern we keep seeing over and over and over. Regularize us right here. Right here, sir. Right here. Not a headline we're following in the morning papers, folks. This one, Brazil. Lula says the intelligence services failed. Remember, they had their own insurrection there, like we had at GCOM, like the US had at Capitol Hill. And the president of Brazil is now saying that the security intelligence services failed in the lead up to those riots that stormed the High Court, a number of other buildings. He said the security services failed. Yeah. Believe it or not, Gwyneth, Tommy Gibbs, that's what is being said. Lula himself. A lot of failed services. Failed services. We can dial back to some of that. Failed services. Who vex? It's your face. Folks, those are just some of the things we're following in the morning papers. It's a big morning. It's the morning after the night before. Good to see Renal Cancias, Beatrice Selby, JG, and Tommy Gibbs, Don Cook, Yolanda Thomas. Great to see you guys as well. Good to see each and every one of you guys as you come on, share the live. Be so kind as to smash that emoji button for us. It's going to go a far way. And those of you who are joining us on Facebook, guys, we still encourage you. We still encourage each and every one of you to ensure that you join us as well. While we're here, folks, apologies for the audio there. While we're here, don't get too touchy yet. While we're here, let's tell you of one of our favorite legal firms, the Alistair Collins firm. They got a lot of services available for you, folks. You need some guidance, you need justice of the peace. A commissioner of oaths to affidavits. You're gonna want to talk with these guys. They're gonna give you all the fix up. They're gonna fix you all up real good and real nice. They're quite telling you. Here are some of their other services. Some of the other services they provide, folks. Here are some of those services. All right. I don't think we're quite there. We're trying to find our way, folks. Apologies. Apologies, good people. We're going to take that back in a second. Apparently, we're not quite there. Apparently, we're not quite there, folks. We are not quite there, apparently. But good to be with you guys. Wherever you all are joining us from, those were a couple of things we're touching on in the morning papers. As you come on, I would encourage you to share the live. We want others to get valid, credible information as well. And we're heading now to some of what's been happening, guys, internationally overnight as you slept. We're going to touch on some of those very things that has been happening. But good to have you guys here with us. Nonetheless, some of the things that have been here is just one of them we're going to be focusing on. Here is one of them we're going to be focusing on. And good to see Kevin Chisholm is here, and Gwyneth Anderson. Good to see Derek McCalmont. Seymour George is here as well. Good to see Lennox Anderson and all you other folks who are joining us. New Zealand's Prime Minister, folks, Jacinda Ardern has resigned, is resigning, has resigned, effective, I think she says, February 7th. And this was a stunner, right? She, as far as polling goes, she's been, up and down in the polls, but she's had a good tenure. Did a couple good things for the people there of New Zealand. And so a lot of folks are wondering, what's happening? What's the real reason? See? What's the real reason? And you see, what people are accustomed to is folks hanging on and holding on to power as long as they can. Now the lady says, the tank is no longer full, I think was her expression. Right? People are shocked. People are shocked. What's happening here? They want to know. What's happening here? Well, the lady says, it's time to go. I did what I had to do. I think I don't have anything else to give. She's had a fantastic 2 terms, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and did some fantastic work. Have you guys been following her? Tammy Gibbs and Gwyneth Anderson, have you guys been following her? She's been doing some good work. She has been doing some good work. And take a look at part of her resignation, speech resignation presentation, as she revealed to the press she was going to be stepping down. Here's part of that press conference that she called to announce her resignation.
I'm entering now my 6th year in office. And for each of these years, I have given my absolute all. I believe that leading a country is the most privileged job anyone could ever have, but also one of the more challenging. You cannot and should not do it unless you have a full tank, plus a bit in reserve for those unexpected challenges. This summer, I had hoped to find a way to prepare not just for another year, but another term, because that is what this year requires. I have not been able to do that. And so today I'm announcing that I will not be seeking re-election, and that my term as Prime Minister will conclude no later than the 7th of February. This has been the most fulfilling 5.5 years of my life, but it has also had its challenges. Amongst an agenda focused on housing, child poverty, and climate change, we encountered a major biosecurity incursion, a domestic terror event, a major natural disaster, a global pandemic, and an economic crisis. The decisions that have had to be made have been continual, and they have been weighty. But I'm not leaving because it was hard. Had that been the case, I probably would have departed 2 months into the job. I am leaving because with such a privileged role comes responsibility. The responsibility to know when you are the right person to lead and also when you are not. I know what this job takes, and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice. It's that simple. But I absolutely believe and know there are others around me who do. We've achieved a huge amount in the last 5 years, and I'm so proud of that. We are in a fundamentally different place on climate change than where we were, with ambitious targets and a plan to achieve them. We have turned around child poverty statistics and made the most significant increases in welfare in the state housing stock that we've seen in many decades. We've made it easier to access education and training. We've improved the paying conditions of workers and shifted our settings towards a high-wage, high-skilled economy. And we've worked hard to make progress on issues around our national identity. And I believe that teaching history in schools and celebrating our own Indigenous national holiday will all make a difference for years to come. And we've done that while responding to some of the biggest threats to the health and economic well-being of our nation, arguably since World War II. The team that has done all of that, they have been some of the best people I've ever had the privilege of working with, and they are well placed to take us forward as we continue to focus on our economic recovery with one of the strongest economies in the world. They are also a team who are incredibly well placed to contest the next election. In fact, I am not leaving because I believe we can't win the election, but because I believe we can and will. And we need a fresh set of shoulders for that challenge. I know there will be much discussion in the aftermath of this decision as to what the so-called real reason was. I can tell you that what I'm sharing today is it. The only interesting angle that you will find is that after going on 6 years of some big challenges, I am human. Politicians are human. We give all that we can for as long as we can, and then it's time. And for me, it's time. I intend to remain a member for Mount Albert through till April. This will give me a bit of time in the electorate before I depart and also spare them and the country a by-election. Beyond that, I have no plan, no next steps. All I know is that whatever I do, I will try and find ways to keep working for New Zealand, and that I'm looking forward to spending time with my family once again. Arguably, they're the ones that have sacrificed the most out of all of us. And so to Neve, Mum is looking forward to being there when you start school this year. And to Clark, let's finally get married. As for the next Labour leader, the caucus has 7 days to ascertain whether one individual holds more than 2/3 of the caucus support. Caucus has agreed today that a vote will occur in 3 days' time, on Sunday, the 22nd of January. If a leader is successfully elected, I will issue my resignation soon after to the Governor-General, and a new Prime Minister will be sworn in. If no one is able to garner this level of support within caucus, the leadership contest will go to the wider membership. My opportunity to thank the many people I need to will likely come in April when I depart Parliament, 15 years after having been sworn in. Till then, I see my role to help the Labour Party, who I consider to be my family, navigate this next phase, and then to leave the next colleague who takes on this role all the space they need to make their mark. For my part, I want to finish with a simple thank you to New Zealanders for giving me this opportunity to serve and to take on what has and will always be the greatest role of my life. I hope in return, I leave behind a belief that you can be kind but strong, empathetic but decisive, optimistic but focused, that you can be your own kind of leader, one that knows when it's time to go.
Yep, that's how it went down, folks. I've been reading through some of your comments, and you know, we share the same sentiment. Some folks don't know when to go. Now, this is a woman, Jacinda Ardern, who understands timing. Right? You don't leave when people forcing you out. Leave on your own terms. Right? During the nice time, she did what she had to do for 2 terms. She said she got nothing left in the tank. Some folks have got nothing left in the tank, and they're still out here, you know. They're still out here. But it's fascinating what one of the columnists in the UK's Guardian wrote about Miss Aberdeen's departure. It says that this columnist says any leader's political life is defined by its inevitable end. The times shift, the people demands change, the reality of unforeseen outcomes, even the most reasonable expectations of the future, you know, can change. It is the graceful reckoning that power will, can, must, and really should be lost. That is the robustness of our system. Yeah. Some people don't want to go. This author says power can, will, must, and really should be lost. People think that they own power, you know. They ain't coming out. The state funeral, some of them want. State funeral. And the author here ends by saying, With her resignation, Aberdeen's resignation, and the respectful manner of it, Jacinda Ardern's departure from office crowns the political contribution she has made to her country and cements her her personification of modern democratic ideals in our shared West and beyond. Yeah. Yeah, fascinating. Fascinating. Yeah, like Madhu, some people don't know when to go, they're just there. Just there. She came, was elected as the youngest female head of state at 36, 37. 37 when she was elected. Youngest. She came, did what she had to do, and then she went out to pasture. Yvette, Madhu, she going out to pasture. Right? She and her long-time partner, they're going to get married. They have a baby together. Right? Some of them things foreign to me. Foreign to us. Siobhan McDonald, some of those things foreign to us. Baby and marry and so on. You see? Some we think we're born for power, you know. Yeah, one state funeral, huh? All right. Your one state funeral. All right. Well, we saw the Prime Minister of course, Jacinda Ardern is the Prime Minister of New Zealand, or the Prime Minister of Australia, took to Twitter and had some rather nice comments. Had some rather nice comments from Ms. Ardern. Do we have it there? I don't think we have it. We may have lost it. Had some fantastic comments from Mr. Ardern talking about the strength of her leadership, her focus. The good thing she has done, had some missteps, but largely, folks, this game called leadership and politics and so on, life in general, you can make mistakes, but your success can be determined if the good things you do, right, the impact you made outweigh the mistakes you've had. She had some mistakes, as any politician would, but she did a lot of good for her people, a lot of good for them, and they are very stunned by her departure. Right? Imagine she said, Yvette, Tony Gibbs, she was getting set to run again for third term. Can you imagine? People don't say that. And when she took stock of herself, she realized, I ain't got what is needed. Right? I don't have the tank empty. Right? Somebody else can come and run this other mile. Them boys, tank empty or not, they're there. Empty or not, they're there. There. Think easy, huh? Them boys just there. There. Just like that. Boys, it easy at all. Not easy in the least. While we're on international news, thoughts and prayers with Jacinda Ardern. Whatever comes next for her. Right? Her steps have been ordered thus far. We know. Still got a bright future ahead of her. Still relatively young. And she's going to find some role to play. Continued role to play in our government. So she's going to be stepping down as Prime Minister, said, by the 7th of February. And then as a Member of Parliament, I think within another 2 months' time. We wish her all the best. We wish her all the very best. We wish her the best. That being said, folks, we have an actor who is missing. British actor who is missing. Julian Sands went on a hiking trip in California. Haven't been heard from in about 5 days. Julian Sands, missing. We hope that he's found alive. Found alive. We like how this New Year starts. We keep telling you that all the time. We don't like it. We hope he's found alive. Thoughts and prayers are with him, his family, friends, and loved ones. And we hope that he's found alive. We hope he's found alive. We transition into some stuff, folks, that are happening in the region. A couple of things happening in the region that we think you guys all know about. Perhaps we think political star, folks are telling us. Perhaps he's being born here. Ifat Madu. Now, Senator Rishi Sukai. This is not Sukai's in Yagyo locally. This is proper Sukai. Senator Rishi Sukai is taking over from the outgoing president of the Senate. The outgoing president of the Senate. She's perhaps going to be going on to higher office, which we'll tell you about in a second. But Rishi Sukai is a businessman. He owns his own business. Has been involved in the what do you call it? The business chambers and Shaguanas there in Trinidad, and is now coming more to the front where politics is concerned. I think that's some of the what we have in the report. He's more coming to front now, as the current Foreign Affairs Minister said that he is honored that he took this step forward. I'm trying to find my way. Guys, put a whole long set of notation before we here. He's 43 years old, has no children, is not married, and Dr. Amory Brown, who is Dr. Amory Brown, who is the current Foreign Affairs Minister in Trinidad, he had the opportunity of presenting him to his colleagues in the Senate, and Amory Brown said that he welcomed this step, this courageous and welcome step in having Sukai step forward. And of course, he is replacing the former president of the Senate, Christine Kangaloo. Christine Kangaloo, he's replacing Christine Kangaloo there. And of course, everyone is wishing him the best. And people are saying that they're seeing here the rise of a new political star in Trinidad and Tobago in the election, the appointment of Rishi Sukai. Of course, he says he wishes his colleague who he's replacing, Christine Kangaloo, all the very best, because Christine, believe it or not, could be and is highly favored to be the next president of Trinidad. And that's one of the reasons why she would have given up her seat. And now you have Rishi Sukai, who's coming in here. Yep, Christine Kangaloo was a senator there in the in Trinidad Parliament, and she is slated. They said she's highly favored Tommy and Penelope Edward Brooms to be the next president. You know, Trinidad has a president, but the prime minister has the weight in the government, much like here with the vice president having the weight in the government. Has a largely ceremonial role, but has some constitutional functions as well. And so Christine Kangaloo is the favored person in the PNM's government to become the next president of Trinidad and Tobago, while Sukai seems to be a rising star, not only in the PNM, but in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. And all that we've read thus far indicates that folks are wishing him well. Folks are wishing him well. This is happening in Trinidad. This happening in Trinidad. I think this was a master stroke. I'm certain Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the UNC's head and president and opposition leader there in Trinidad, probably scratching her head. This seemed to have been, it has all the underpinnings of a master stroke. You have here Rishi Sukai coming in, and he is the new kid on the block. You know, it's all Rishi. They're going Sukai crazy there. And then you have the elevation of his colleague, Christine Kangaloo, perhaps as the next president of Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to watch and see how that goes. They're going to be deliberating on that over the next week. Love Trinidad politics. Love it. They got some similar issues like us, right? But they have a more robust, mature politics. They get things done. But last year I went to Trinidad, Yvette, Anna Phillips, Gwen Anderson, you go downtown Port of Spain, you look around. I see what these people do with the oil money, boy. I see what these people do with the oil money. You go downtown Port of Spain and you look around. You could be standing some part of the US, Manhattan, you look around or look up. These people do a couple of things with this oil money. They do a couple of things with this oil money, Yvette. They didn't waste time. They did a couple of things. Happy about that. And I think that's the bit we're covering. Quite a good-looking lady, Joe. Quite a good-looking woman as well. We're in the 592. You know where it goes from here, folks. Apologies there, folks. Like, we're a little too excited on this end. Like, we're a little too excited this side. Little too excited. Little too excited. Yep. And while we have your attention, good folks, we're going to recommend again. We're going to recommend again the Alistair Collins firm. We're going to recommend that firm for all of your legal needs. You need a commissioner votes to affidavit. Is that it? All right. You need a justice of the peace. Here are some of the other services that they offer.
For all your legal document needs and more, the Alistair Collins firm is the place for you. If you are looking to have your statutory declarations done, affidavit of income, affidavit of identity, or guidance replacing your damaged or lost passport or lost license, you need the Alistair Collins firm. They can also help you with tenancy agreements, agreements of settlement, your power of attorney, your last will and testament, and certification of documents. The Alistair Collins firm is located at the Callion Mall, 162 Lamont Street in Georgetown between Camp and Waterloo Streets. Alistair Collins is a commissioner of votes to affidavits and a justice of the peace. You can also call them at 649-6410 or 685-6446 or 503-1451. The Alistair Collins firm. Help when you need it.
Yep, good to be back with you folks. We hope you guys took the time to share the live, to smash that emoji button, to partner with us. We give you guys a second day or two to gather your bearings and rock and come in wherever you guys are joining us from. Good to have each and every one of you with us. We're in the 592, good folks. We're in the 5, we're in the 9, we're in the 2. They're telling us that Modi probably coming. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, perhaps this is on the cards. It's on the cards. When they told us the Secretary of State of the US was coming too, Anthony Blinken, so much for that. So much for that. And now they're throwing out this little thing here. Modi might be coming, potentially on the cards. We wish the best for you all. We wish the best for you all. He must sing along for the time. Yeah, we wish the best for them boys. We do. If he comes. But we saw this one too before. We saw it. Tabby Gibbs, we saw this one too before. We did. Dolly Anderson and Tabby Gibbs, Cheryl Wilson, good to see you folks. The guys are saying no song. We still don't have any song. Don't come wrong like that. Please, tell me we got song, guys. The guys at our end say we got song. I don't know. I see somebody saying no song. Hope it's not so. Hope it's not so. Lash your phone if anything. Anna Phillips, Tabby Gibbs, yeah, that's what he's telling us. The Eventually, the Prime Minister of India, they say, is slated to come. We wish him the best. We wish him the best. Moving on, folks. Remember some fellas, kick a van door, prisoners being transported. That's what the men got their freedom. But the second one gone back. The folks are telling us the guys didn't escape, they left. We got a prison service. People just go home. Prisoners, go home and come back. See? You be let out and you leave and you go buy a Chinese food around the corner. Come back. You get some conjugal visits and so on. Such and so forth. Yeah. And then you go back, Dolly Anderson. Ingrid Crawford, Chanel Wilson. You go back. So the second escapee, the story says they just kicked the van door and they left. So secured it was. They just kicked the van door. They left. They claim he was recaptured. Bushy Park side. He went back. Went and bought some Chinese food. Probably caught a movie. He gone back. Chisel Chipper. He gone back. He gone back now. That's the way we do things here, folks. The fella got back. Yeah, he didn't escape. He left. That's one of the things we're following, folks. And we got any updates to share with you, we're going to let you know. Fella gone back. He's gone back. You know who's speaking? Mike McCormack, the president of the Human Rights Association in Guyana. You remember the fellow who they said had that intrusion State House? He's just keeping the attacker incommunicado. It's unacceptable. It's about a month now, if not two. They said the fella talking, but we didn't hear nothing. What was his motive? They said he wanted to harm the Forrest family. That's so. This thing is very suspicious now. John Sullivan, Odette Langhorne, it's very suspicious. Out front parts, Chisel Chipper, Rishi Tiwari. It's very, very suspicious now. This State House attacker, we have heard nothing about this plot to harm the Forrest family. Dastardly act, if true. And since the guy was taken down and captured and that, it's just blackout in information. A total blackout. Cheryl Glenn and Jerry Abrams, total blackout on information. I mean, we don't want to suspect the worst, but the fact that they've gone quiet, don't lend a sense of confidence to what's happening. Yeah. Mike McCormack, the president of the head of the Human Rights Organization in Guyana, he said it's unacceptable. He's been incommunicado. See why you gotta buy a dictionary, so folks. Be up in the language this year. You're up in the vocab, improving, expanding the vocab. Mike McCormack, who's been in the forefront of human rights issues in this country for a long time, he says it's unacceptable. I tend to believe him. Unacceptable. What else we got happening? Yeah. Yesterday we showed you Irfan during that press conference that he had. Irfan was talking about the budget, in which he said, I'm going to talk about friends, family, and favorites. I can talk about the budget later on, substantively. Right? Another time I can talk about the budget. I can get to that later. So we're still on that, get later to budget. We can get later to it. That's what he said. So we're dialing back. We're dialing back, folks, to that. One of the interesting things we saw in the headlines just today, Ashley Singh saying that, of course, lauding the amount of money that has been given to the AG's chamber and such and so forth. He says the preservation of public trust and safety can only be attained rather when justice prevails. Sounds noble in and of itself. The preservation of public trust and safety can only be maintained when justice prevails. Which got us thinking, justice prevailing. I remember Ashley Singh had a couple fraud charges to his name, and the High Court said that they had substantive issues to be tried there. They were trying to get the cases knocked out of the court. And the Chief Justice, I think it was, who said they were matters to be tried, and they should stand trial. And then when the PPP came in, the Director of Public Prosecution withdrew those charges. You remember that? So it's funny to hear Ashley talking about the preservation of public trust and safety can only be attained when justice prevails. Because where's the justice for the guy? He needs people on those issues, those fraud charges. He had some fraud charging pending against him. Winston Brassington had some fraud charges pending against him as well. All of those were dropped. Anil Nandlal had some charges against him. Right? Well, the 19 fraud charges, infamous at this point. Infamous. Part of what Ashley Singh, as the, what do you call it? The senior minister with responsibility for finance within the office of the president, some of what he's been doing is criminal. Folks, nothing short of criminal. And we told you here some of the experiences Ashley had last year with this economy. Last year. Let me carry all back there quick. And then I want to share a couple other things on the budget. People's responses to the budget. Right? But this is what Ashley said happened. Some of what we just pulled a couple happened in the economy last year.
Mr. Speaker, the sugar growing sector is estimated to have declined by 18.9% in 2022, with sugar production for the year totaling 47,049 tons. On the downside, the production of eggs and milk declined by 37.5% and 10.8% respectively. The fishing industry, however, sir, is estimated to have contracted by 4.8% in 2022. On the downside, sir, the gold mining industry is estimated to have contracted by 2.5% in 2022, stemming from lower output from the small and medium-scale producers. While sugar manufacturing is estimated to have contracted by 18.9%, the rice manufacturing and other manufacturing subsectors are estimated to have grown 11.7% and 2.8% respectively. On the downside, there was a 33% contraction in the manufacture of pharmaceuticals and a 9% contraction in the manufacture of chemicals, particularly oxygen. Mr. Speaker, both electricity and water supply are estimated to have expanded in 2022 by 9.3% and 0.7% respectively. Mr. Speaker, the capital account is estimated to have recorded a deficit of $4.120 billion at the end of 2022. This primarily stems from a contraction in net foreign direct investment on account of no new FPSO being deployed during 2022. Mr. Speaker, collections of value-added tax and excise tax contracted by $9.6 billion in 2022. amounting to $85.2 billion at the end of the year. Mr. Speaker, looking ahead to 2023, a general decline in the prices of Guyana's main exported commodities is expected. Mr. Speaker, on the whole, the commodity price outlook in the global economy is therefore heavily tilted on the downside for key commodities produced and exported by the Guyanese economy.
So that's some of the accomplishments of the current administration and the accountant turned senior minister with responsibility for finance. That's some of the accomplishments of him over the last year and what the economy looks like. Today's paper and Tom, folks, is required reading. It is required reading. People in Tom today giving his own or her own, whoever's peeping Tom, reaction to the budget. And it's quite interesting. Quite interesting, this peeping Tom column. And what peeping Tom says, you know, telling us here that the budget is a hodgepodge of measures, many of which contradict the government's stated objectives. For example, the government had promised 50,000 jobs, which we were told would have included thousands of jobs created by the housing drive. Thousands of jobs created by the housing drive. Yet, Pippin Tom says, government is now moving to create thousands of part-time jobs and unsustainable measure. With the 50,000 jobs in the housing sector, or the thousands of jobs in the housing sector, right? And again, I like to use these quote-unquote independent voices, because when some of you hear it, you say, oh, it's them boys. It's the propagandists, folks, and everybody else like this budget. That's the impression that is had sometimes. Anna and Tammy Gibbs, Chisel Chipper, Gloria Chester, Stacey Lewis. So we pull in some independent sources. And again, Peepin' Tom, today's Peepin' Tom column, the budget is a hodgepodge of measures, many of which contradict government's stated objectives. For example, the government's promise for 50,000 jobs, which we were told would include thousands of jobs created in the housing sector, right? Created by the housing drive. Yet the government is now moving to create thousands of part-time jobs, and that's unsustainable measure, right? And if you want to discredit even Peepin' Tom, you know who we saw also had some comments? GKH Lal, right? Had some thoughts of his own on budget 2023. Some thoughts of his own that we want to share with you as well, right? And here, GKH Lal, he like it. he don't like it, to put matters simply. He said in a country that is poised to withdraw 208 billion this year from budgetary subsidization for the Natural Resource Fund, that's what they put in the money, the Natural Resource Fund, this just cannot be the best that we, government, leaders, budgets, it cannot be the best that we can do for our fellow citizens sliding farther and farther away from being able to partake of the essentials of a dignified living. He's right. It's not the best we could do. Right? It's not the best we could do. He says that if this is the most that Guyana's oil funds and withdrawals of such sizable amounts from it boils down to for Guyanese, right? In these instances, you know, then our oil wealth has come to mean the least for those who need its benefits the most. Those who need the benefits the most. And that, folks, is what Irfan Ali was not getting yesterday on that walkabout. When the woman asked, Prezi, how come we feeling, right? We feeling this oil money. And then he will have a whole long list of things that has no bearing on her life. Every guy needs asking, how come we feeling this oil money? We pumping. Oh, you're pumping, you must feel something. We pumping oil. Characterize it. Put in context. We pumping oil. But people are not feeling the effects of that. And then he tells a big lie. Oh, we don't get billions from oil. Really? We don't? Really, we don't? President is so out of touch. So out of touch. Listen to a piece of that engagement with him yesterday on a walkabout. And this woman is now living what GKH Lal is writing about, what Pipin Tom is writing about. Right? The paradox of plenty, they call it. All this money, and yet we poor. We belly full of oil, but we hungry. Listen to Irfan and he walk about when the woman accosted him. How come we feel in this thing?
President, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to my community. I have a burning issue with. We have oil, billions of dollars worth of oil. We get $25,000.
So listen to me.
So I just asking,
All right.
why is it that we cannot get better
So I'm
from
going to
our
answer you.
government
I'm
in
going to
terms
answer
of
you. I'm going to answer you.
what if it's the payout?
Can I ask you now?
Go ahead, sir.
So you had a government before this government for 5 years.
I thought
Who
you
took
put
away?
president,
I'm
government, the
speaking.
president,
No,
government.
you can't. You
I
have to
talk
speak.
them. They're not
No,
here.
but I have to give you context. You don't come with bluff to me. You have to get context.
You, sir. I asked
The
you a
last
question.
government,
You didn't answer me, but
my
instead
dear,
you asked me a
my
question.
dear, I am going to answer you. The last government took away the grant that school children had. We brought back that grant. You know this. The grant was, the last government took away the grant. We brought back the grant. We increased old age pension continuously. The last government added VAT on electricity and water. We took out the VAT on electricity and water. That is how we're giving you back. All the increases worldwide on fuel. All the increases worldwide on fuel. We removed the taxes so that burden is not passed on to the people. School supplies, textbooks, the medical centers, the water.
Our medical center right now, when you go down there, they ain't got nothing.
Well, we have to deal with that
All right,
because
sorry.
we're investing in that.
Okay.
So we have increased salaries for nurses, for the public servants. We have increased old age pension. We've given back the children. We've brought back 2,000 CSOs. We've given $10 billion now in part-time jobs. That is adding disposable income. We're investing in housing, 25,000 new house lots, families owning their own new home. We're investing to have 100% treated water coverage along the coast. That is what we're doing to make your life better.
Okay, so we
That is
need
what-
what? Right now, we got a problem with water. You turn
Well,
on
that
the
is
pipe,
what we have to
water
address.
barely comes.
That is what we have to address. And you see this thing about billions of dollars coming from oil. That is not true.
It's not true?
No, the major revenue from oil and from the oil sector is not coming in as yet. And whatever revenue is coming, you listen. Don't listen to the narrative that has no basis in facts. Listen to the truth. The revenue that is coming in from oil and gas is going into a special account. When that money comes in now, it goes through the budgetary process. So you saw the budget that was read? You saw the budget that was read? Now there are resources that is going into financing that budget that comes out of this fund. That is going to go through the parliamentary process of approval, where the opposition and everybody can ask whatever questions they have. So we are investing in making your life better. The more than the thousands of students we have now studying on the Gold Scholarship Program. The Gold Scholarship Program, who's paying for that? Who's paying for that? The work that we are doing to bring down your cost of electricity by 50%. What will that do for every single home? What will that do for manufacturing, agro-processing? The work we are doing to expand agricultural production, all the community roads that we're building.
Well, Cabra, I mean, you're talking about always happening, but we've been left back behind it. Certain things.
Well-
We got one road built 500 years ago. Nothing more is done in terms of road. It's a growing, developing community.
Why
and I expect a little bit
I am
more.
here to work with the community.
Well, thank you,
And
sir.
that is
So
what I'm
after
here.
you leave, within a couple of months, we will see
You
the
don't
fruits
worry about
of
you
our
will see,
of what will
you will see
take
what the
place.
government is doing in every
Well,
community.
thank you very much.
It's
That's
not
all
only
I
our
want.
problem.
So,
My dear friend,
well, I live here. I
every
could
single
speak
community.
for here. I
No,
can't go and talk
you see,
about
you live
Kuru
here
Kuru.
and you can speak for here.
Right, sir.
But I am in charge of the entire
Entire-
country. I have to take the entire country into consideration.
Yep. You know what gets me when I watch that? Is the assumption that he knows her political persuasion. And that's why he started with the last government. Right? What did it do for you? That's what we really want to ask. What did it do for you? The last government. Right? And when you tell somebody about VAT on water coming off, right? How much water do you think that lady can use to benefit from VAT on water coming off? The scholarships that the students got, good for them. But what it got to do with me? Right? Tax on gasoline lifted. Well, I don't drive, so what it got to do with me? Does it mean that the bus conductors and drivers, the bus owners, going to be charging less? Bus fare going down? That's what it means? Soul of touch. You know how we saw characterize this budget recently? The one and only Royce Ford had some thoughts on this budget, pointing out the many failures, out of touch. So you can vex with me now because it's GKH Lal, it's Peeping Tom. Right? Some other folks you can see shortly we can be highlighting. Royce Ford, we spoke to just yesterday afternoon on the sidelines of a meeting there that he was having. We spoke with him. He had some thoughts on this budget as well. We want to share with you folks. He had some thoughts on it.
Sherrod, I believe the budget presented by the Minister Ashley Singh fails to address the state of the country at this point in time. It fails to address the serious human development issues, the social issues, and the economic crisis that the mismanagement of the PPP has resulted in this country suffering, and the people of this country suffering in a very extensive way. It fails to offer any meaningful solutions to the social crisis in the country and the economic crisis, I've said. It fails to meaningfully address the issues of the income gaps between the rich and the poor. It fails to address the issues dealing with children in the country. It fails to deal with issues of the old age pensions and the pensioners in this country. It fails to offer any opportunities for the improvement of the young persons who are unemployed. It fails to provide a roadmap for the development of this country and the development of young people in this country. When we look at the budget, we see billions of dollars being spent without any coherent plan, without any careful analysis, any direct examination as to these areas are going to be productive to the society at large. I believe this is one of the largest budgets as set by the Minister of Finance, but it offers little to the improvement of the lives of the ordinary people. And that is the fundamental difference between the government side and the opposition side, which will be made manifest and very clear during the budget debates.
Yep. Royce Ford. Failures. The way they managed to call me last year, I have no confidence. Do anything better this year. At all. No confidence. None whatsoever. No confidence. None. Zilch. No. Our time will be better, reading this budget. Better. Read some book. Read a novel or something. Austin's got some good books down there. This budget here is not good reading at all. And we're going to be bringing the thoughts of some more folks kind of pick apart and unpack this budget. As folks unpack this budget. And as we mentioned it, Austin's Bookstore got a lot of stuff. We hope they are the one for you. We recommend them highly, folks. Here's some of what they have to offer. some of what they have to offer.
I'm happy to be able to tell you and to bring you the news that we have now got many of the favorite things you've been looking for in December for Christmas presents. Across here, we got these perennial classics: Kidnapped, Little Women, Little Men, Joe's Boys, Treasure Island, Robinson Crusoe, and so on. Further down the line, you will see Enid Blyton's. I think we got about 45 different titles of Enid Blyton's, the Secret Sevens and the Famous Fives, and all the other series that she has. Going even further down this line of the store, we got some of these classics to the top here. Those are here for the Christmas season, but I think people prefer the more colorful looking ones. They are so well written and adjudged to be classic. It's something that conferred upon them, like how you say sir and madam and so on. These books, because of the quality, have been deemed to be classics by those in the literary world. Not all books are designated classics. It's a special breed of books, a special type. So when you pick up a Kidnap and all these kinds of books here, these are considered classics. Oh, I've just put my eyes upon Tolkien's The Hobbit. We haven't had this in the store for years. And we got now a number of them. Battles of Tolkien. What's this one? Atlas of Tolkien. You got even a dictionary of Tolkien. Dark Powers of Tolkien. And then we got to move over to the other side where we have some really attractive children's books.
Welcome back, folks. That's going to do it for us this morning. That is going to do it for us. Good to see each and every one of you here with us, wherever you are joining us from this morning, folks. Greta Anderson, it's been good having you here, and Ingrid Austin, and Donna McDonald out front parts. Good to have you here too. Fitzroy Miller, Ingrid Austin, and all you other folks who joined us this morning. Before you go, folks, hundreds of you still watching us across social media. Do share the live wherever you're picking us up from. Share the broadcast back to your profile, your pages, you name it. Share the link to a colleague on WhatsApp and share valid, credible information. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you guys later on today. Sheena Hazel, Trevor McDonald, Ingrid King. Good to have you, Fitzroy. Good to have you. Naomi Jock. I didn't see if I live with Naomi. You all right? Good to have you here with us, folks. That's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for us. Stay safe, good folks. Stay safe out there. Peace and power. Peace and power. Sheena Hazel, Naomi Drucker. Good to see you there. Stay safe.